There's no Hogwarts without you, Hagrid.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Harry Potter moments that made us happy cry.
Well, I can understand if you choose to stay with your aunt and uncle. But if you ever wanted a different home...
We'll be going over key plot details, so this is your spoiler alert. Number 20, HeadWges theme, Various. Even now, after having heard it so many times, the first few notes of HeadWges theme send a chill up our spine. Although not always associated with the snowy owl, this is the magical theme that became most closely connected to the Harry Potter series. It's the accompaniment for the opening credits of the first film, the closing credits of the final chapter, and so many moments in between. John Williams was the master of musical legacies, and we're so happy he created one for this incredible series. Number 19, Hermione punches Malfoy, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Throughout the Harry Potter films, Draco Malfoy mocks the trio of friends and makes their lives miserable whenever possible.
I think it's time we teach Weasley how to respect his superiors.
Hope you don't mean yourself.
How dare you talk to me?
One of them was bound to snap and fight back with more than words at some point, and we love that it was Hermione. Even though Malfoy called her a slur for years, it was the pain he brought to Hagrid that pushed her over the edge. Draco's behavior leads to Buckbeak's death, and he follows that up by mocking Hagrid's sadness.
Come to see the show!
You foul, loathsome, evil little cockroach!
Hermione, no! He's not worth it.
That's when Hermione lets loose with her fist. Since the only serious damage is to Draco's pride, we have to agree with Hermione that it's a feel-good moment.
That felt good.
Not good. Brilliant.
Number 18, Harry and Hermione's dance, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Although not in the book, this sweet moment is one we won't forget. While searching for Horcruxes, Ron becomes overwhelmed by the dark influence of the cursed locket. He's unable to help Harry and Hermione properly, and so they continue the search alone. In a relatable moment, Harry takes advantage of a good song on the radio to make Hermione smile. For a brief interlude, they let go of their gloom and just dance. It's goofy fun between two people who have been best friends for 7 years, and a much-needed moment of light in the darkness. Number 17, Mrs. Weasley defeats Bellatrix, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Molly Weasley is a no-nonsense matriarch who keeps her wacky household of ginger offspring well in order.
Where have you been? Harry, how wonderful to see you, dear. Bed's empty, no note, car gone.
She also provides support and affection as a stand-in mom for Harry. So it's easy to forget that she's also a talented witch who will do anything to protect her family. In the last film, we finally get to see this tough mama bear set loose. When Bellatrix tries to battle Ginny, Molly makes it very clear that she's not having it.
Not my daughter, you bitch!
Mrs. Weasley shows herself to be a master dueler, who does not falter when it comes time to finish Bellatrix for good. Even if you aren't a mother, you'll still get a little misty-eyed watching her protect her youngest. Number 16, A Magical Wedding, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. The beginning of the final movie is dark and brooding as the trio plans to search for Horcruxes to defeat Voldemort.
I have to start finding these Horcruxes. They're our only chance to beat him, and the longer we stay here, the stronger he gets.
Tonight's not the night, mate.
Although they don't have their gathering of friends at Hogwarts to look forward to, they do get to attend one last joyous occasion. The wedding between Fleur and Bill hits all the brighter notes. It's another peek into magical traditions and a chance to see some familiar faces. Who doesn't shed a happy tear at weddings? While the moment of good cheer is cut short by the invasion of Death Eaters, the ensuing chaos emphasizes the importance of golden moments in harrowing times. Number 15, Family Reunion, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. When Harry looked into the mirror of Erised in the first film, we learned that his heart's desire was to be with his parents, something he never truly experienced. In the last installment of the series, he finally gets his wish. Right before facing his own death, Harry uses the Resurrection Stone to surround himself with his lost loved ones. His parents, Lupin, and Sirius provide him with the support he needs to carry on.
Until the end.
And he won't be able to see you.
No. We're here, you see.
It's a family reunion that he's waited for his whole life. We can't help but shed a tear that after everything he's done for others, Harry finally gets to have this wish come true.
Stay close to me.
Always.
Number 14. Ron and Hermione finally kiss. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. There are a few hints that Ron and Hermione could end up as more than friends in the first few books and films. By the time their jealousy takes center stage in the fourth film, we definitely see where they're headed.
Next time there's a ball, pluck up the courage and ask me before somebody else does. And not as a last resort.
Well, that's just completely off the point.
Frustratingly, the two friends dance around the possibility of more until Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. As they search for Horcruxes, Ron and Hermione grow closer and start to let their true feelings show. After so many years of build-up, it's no wonder fans were so happy to finally see them kiss. Ron adorably calling Hermione his girlfriend a few moments later is the cherry on top.
That's my girlfriend, you numpty!
Number 13. Hagrid tells Harry he's a wizard. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Watching young, adorable Harry being treated badly by the Dursleys is painful. At the beginning of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, you're tempted to yell, "Somebody come get this kid out of there."
1 minute the glass was there and then it was gone. It was like magic.
So it's a tremendous thrill when a pounding on the door announces Hagrid's arrival. Even those who didn't know the story going into the film recognize this bearded giant as Harry's earliest champion. When Hagrid tells Harry he's a wizard, it's about more than earning a place in a special school.
Blimey, Harry, didn't you ever wonder where your mum and dad learned it all?
Learned what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
He's just told a desperately lonely child that a whole group of people have been anxiously waiting for years to welcome him home, where he'll be accepted for who he is. That's pure joy. Number 12. Sirius is free. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The third film in the series loves playing with our conceptions of Sirius Black. From serial killer to possible father figure for Harry, it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Well, I just didn't think my dad would have wanted his two best friends to become killers. Besides, dead, the truth dies with him. Alive, you're free.
So the possibility of his death at the hands of the Dementors seems too harsh for poor Harry to have to deal with. Luckily, with the help of Hermione and a time turner, Sirius is saved. The joyous relief at their success is tempered with Harry's impending separation from his godfather. However, when Sirius tells Harry that loved ones never truly leave us, we can't help but feel the happy ending.
The ones that love us never really leave us. And you can always find them in here.
Number 11. Neville the Hero. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. When Neville stands up to his friends in the first film, he proves himself to be a true Gryffindor.
Now, Neville, listen.
No! I won't let you. You'll get Gryffindor into trouble again. I'll fight you.
However, his clumsy, awkward ways make him harder to accept as a hero figure. Even when he organizes the school's rebellion against Voldemort's influence, it's Harry they're all waiting for. It really shouldn't surprise anyone but Voldemort when Neville is ready to fight in Harry's place. His rousing speech gives hope to the group and provides Harry the opportunity he needs.
Harry's heart did beat for us. For all of us. It's not over.
Later, Neville proves himself again when he kills Nagini. It's a truly triumphant moment for this unlikely hero. Number 10. Neville wins Gryffindor the House Cup. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. While the stakes may get higher as the series moves forward, in the first installment of Harry's story, Gryffindor winning the House Cup seems like the height of importance.
And in first place, with 472 points, Slytherin House.
After all of our trio's misadventures trying to save the Philosopher's Stone from Lord Voldemort, it didn't seem like they'd have time to win back the house points that they'd lost.
Yes, yes, well done, Slytherin, well done, Slytherin, however.
In the end, though, it's a dead tie between Gryffindor and Slytherin, until Dumbledore awards Neville 10 points for standing up to his friends.
I award 10 points to Neville Longbottom.
The look on his face says it all. Number 9, Dudley's Farewell, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Throughout the series, Harry is constantly mistreated by the Dursleys, and while the world has a lot of complex characters in it, it didn't look like these three would ever get any redemption.
This isn't just goodbye, boy, is it? This is farewell.
In the final book, however, there is a poignant moment when Harry and the Dursleys are parting ways for the final time, where Dudley shows an unexpected moment of humanity.
I don't think you're a waste of space.
The scene may have been cut from the theatrical version of the first Deathly Hallows film, but luckily the deleted scene eventually surfaced.
See you, Big D.
Number 8, when Fawkes arrives in the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The second book and movie take a decidedly darker turn when it's revealed that something within Hogwarts is trying to kill and petrify students. Not to mention Harry's being ostracized by his peers because many think that he is the one who has opened the Chamber of Secrets. When the final battle takes place between Harry and the Basilisk, it seems that all is lost and that our hero will inevitably be defeated.
Parseltongue won't save you now, Potter. It only obeys me.
The moment that Dumbledore's Phoenix Fawkes shows up, though, we couldn't help but cheer when we realized it was all going to be okay. Number 7. Ron says Hermione's name, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. In Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, all of the romantic relationships that had been hinted at in earlier storylines finally started to become solidified.
Don't you trust me?
Though it was clear to fans that Ron and Hermione belonged together, he had to get a little experience first in the form of dating Lavender Brown.
I happen to be his girlfriend. I happen to be his friend.
After he is unintentionally poisoned and ends up in the hospital wing, his true feelings are revealed when he asks for Hermione at his bedside instead of Lavender.
Hermione.
You could practically hear the shipper's sigh of relief. Number 6. Ron's Return, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. One of the bleakest periods during the trio's hunt for Horcruxes in Deathly Hallows is when Ron decides to leave Harry and Hermione behind.
Fine. I get it. I saw you two the other night.
To be fair, the cursed locket was influencing his emotions, but it was still devastating for both the characters and fans when he left. When Harry followed the Silver Doe to ultimately find the Sword of Gryffindor, it seemed like all was lost when he was caught at the bottom of a lake. All he needed, though, was Ron's helping hand, and when we realized who had saved him, we couldn't help but shed a relieved tear.
It was you. Well, yeah. A bit obvious, I think.
His subsequent reunion with Hermione wasn't quite as simple, though.
You complete hard-boiled Weasley!
Number 5. Hagrid comes back from Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In the Chamber of Secrets, readers and viewers were finally given some insight into Hagrid's past, including the reason he was expelled from Hogwarts. It turns out that he was accused of unleashing the monster who attacked the students the first time the chamber was opened, and was kicked out of school for his involvement.
I can't let you go. They'll have your wand for this, Hagrid. You'll be expelled.
So when the chamber was reopened in Harry's second year, Hagrid was ultimately sent to Azkaban, despite fans' knowledge that there was no way he could be guilty.
Take me where? Not Azkaban prison.
When he's finally released and shows up at the end-of-year feast, we couldn't hold in our elation. There really is no Hogwarts without Hagrid.
There's no Hogwarts without you, Hagrid.
Number 4. When Hagrid gives Harry the photo album, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Harry had already been through so much by the end of his first year at Hogwarts, so as we see him get ready to board the Hogwarts Express to go back to a dreadful summer with the Dursleys, it's tough to realize that he'll be spending months away from the wizarding world.
Thought you were leaving without saying goodbye, did you?
Hagrid gives him a gift, however, to help him through that difficult time. We don't know where he managed to find old Potter family photos, but we're thankful that they finally made their way into the right hands.
Thanks, Hagrid.
Number 3. Harry and Sirius plan for the future, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. In Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry learns much about his parents' pasts and the circumstances that led to them being killed by Lord Voldemort. He spends the whole story thinking that their friend, Sirius Black, contributed to their murders, but eventually Harry finds out the truth.
You sold James and Lily to Voldemort, didn't you? I didn't mean to.
When he realizes that his godfather can actually be a helpful figure in his life, Harry has a fleeting moment of being able to imagine a world where he never has to go back to the Dursleys.
I don't know if you know, Harry, but when you were born, James and Lily made me your godfather.
Of course, this is bittersweet because they never managed to clear Sirius's name, and that happy ending they dreamed of falls behind the veil.
Come and live with you.
Well, that's just a thought I can understand if you don't want to.
Number 2. Dobby is freed. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Throughout Chamber of Secrets, the house elf Dobby seems like more of a hindrance than a help, but his heart's in the right place. The series shines a light on one of the injustices of the wizarding world when we see the abuse that Dobby has to suffer under his masters, the Malfoys.
Why do you wear that thing, Dobby?
This, 'tis a mark of the house elves' enslavement.
At the end of this story, though, Harry uses his quick wit to save his new friend from a life of servitude by tricking Lucius Malfoy into granting Dobby his freedom.
Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free.
This moment is a triumphant one, and one we'll never forget.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Epilog. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. After all that our favorite characters had been through, bearing witness to their happy endings was just too much for most fans.
Together.
Following along with their journey had been a roller coaster of emotions, and it all culminated with the epilogue, set 19 years after the events of the original series. The scene shows Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Ginny on platform 9 3/4, sending their own children off to Hogwarts.
You were named after 2 headmasters of Hogwarts. One of them was a Slytherin, and he was the bravest man I've ever known.
We cried because everyone ended up exactly where they should be. We cried because after all these years, it was really over. And of course we cried because all was well. What magical moments had you reaching for a tissue while you smiled? Let us know in the comments.
I'm not going home. Not really.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.